Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast, Talking to Heaven. And I'm your host, Gregory Sanderson, along with my good friend and colleague, co-host.
I would be Lady Victoria.
Thank you for being with us today. And we're looking forward to another phenomenal show, and it's delightful to share with everyone who's listening in today. Today on our broadcast, you'll be hearing from Melissa Seymour. Melissa?
Hi.
Is with us today, and as she shares her experiences from her first session that she had with me, I believe it was around February of this year. Correct, Melissa?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And we're going to look forward to hearing from her after a while, as well as her life partner with us today, Jeremy Fabin. And Jeremy, can you wave at everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy. So that's cool. Yeah, it's not set up for 4 people, but we kind of have to improvise as we go. This is going to be Jeremy's first time sharing with us, so it's going to be pretty delightful and fun as we have a private moment with Jeremy. We're going to have 2 podcasts, one with Melissa and a phone call-in today, as well as another podcast with Jeremy and Roberta Perry from New York is going to be sharing with us over the phone. So we have 2 podcasts virtually coming out of one podcast. So I'm looking forward to a wonderful time with everyone on the show. Our call-in guest is Sherry Mills, who is originally from the Waynesville, Ohio area, or that's at least where I met her. She used to attend the church where I was the associate pastor of and also the minister of music to. And so Sherry has a long history of fun-filled stories to share with us as well. And also she's going to receive a lot of new messages as we go. So we're going to take just a little moment here to do a switcheroo and then get back with Melissa and Jeremy here after a while as we go to the phone to talk to Sherry Mills.
Hello.
Hello, Sherry.
Yes.
This is Gregory Sanderson. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good for the shape I'm in. I got Lady Victoria here in the studio with me, and I know I called you impromptu last night to see if you could be a guest here on the program, and I picked up early this morning that you were nervous. Are you still nervous?
Not bad.
Well, good. I mean, we have a long history together. Can you kind of share with us how we met?
Well, we were going to the same church and got involved with your choir and with your ministry a little bit. And just kind of became long lost friends.
Yeah, we became good friends over the years, haven't we? Well, let's kind of go back a little bit to when we first met. We kind of talked last night. I didn't want to talk too much because I don't like to keep a conversation going, but your mom butted right in last night. She referenced last night's spaghetti because you said, I don't know what to talk about. I'm going to be nervous on the program. And she said, well, tell her to talk about the spaghetti I taught her to make. So did your mom teach you how to make spaghetti?
Yes, she did. She was a fabulous cook and taught me it all.
She's also referencing macaroni and cheese, actually.
Yes.
A special dish of it. So I have to reference that as well. She's referencing pumpkins right now. What did you do with pumpkins, or why does she reference pumpkins? Well, she referenced that even on the way to the show today. Naturally, everybody from heaven begins to talk to me long before I make contact with their loved ones. But she had referenced pumpkin, calling actually Sierra a pumpkin this morning, or pumpkin, like, you would call a nickname to a child. But actually, they dress Sierra up as a pumpkin?
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool.
Whenever Sierra, my youngest, was a baby, they used to have a pumpkin patch out by their house, and they sold pumpkins.
Oh, that's cool.
And we dressed her up as a pumpkin.
Oh, my goodness.
In the pants.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, I don't feel like you're going to have any issues or troubles to having time talking because your mom's intervening here to show her support. Where are you originally from? Are you from Kentucky?
Yes, I am.
Your mom is referencing the name Sharon. Is Sharon related to you? And is she like also, she's saying two peas in a pod.
Yes, we are together all of the time whenever I'm in Ohio. We do everything together.
Who is Sharon to you?
She is my aunt. She is my mom's sister.
Wow. Okay, and so you spend a lot of time with her. Is she about your age?
Yes.
Yeah, because...
As a matter of fact, she's a year and a half younger than me.
Oh, so your aunt is actually younger than you.
Yes, and I have an uncle younger than me as well.
And is there a Rob or Ron?
I have a cousin that is Rob.
Okay. When you said you had an uncle, she also gave me the name Rob just now. Your dad is referencing Rose of Sharon. Is that a tree?
Yes, it's a bush.
Why does he reference Rose of Sharon?
Because I think there is a Rose of Sharon placed by his headstone.
Okay, wonderful. Well, he's coming through with the Rose of Sharon, and so I just want to share that. And your father's name is Jimmy, correct?
Yes.
Your mom is speaking to me and says to tell you that you have too many washcloths. Did you just fold a bunch of washcloths?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, she's saying she has way too many washcloths.
And I thought the same thing.
Oh, did you? Victoria's over here laughing at you. And
hello, Victoria.
hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
Awesome.
We spoke on one of our encounters about my father passing and his estate and how it was being handled. And there were some pretty bad issues with that. And you told me that the issues would be cleared by September and that there would be monies coming in from the estate in September, and you even gave me the amount, and that did happen in September.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just about the present moment and what's going on in your life. You receive messages about the future and your concerns over matters at hand. But that is really awesome, actually. What are some of the other things that you remember?
Well, I remember you having sessions with my whole family at one point, and you had told my oldest son that he would be getting a divorce, and his response naturally was no way. And you said yes, there will be a divorce, and he said you said that he would be the one that walked away, and he said there's no way, I would never walk away. And that following March, he did exactly as you said. He put his rings on the table and turned around and walked out the door.
Wow.
You also told us, he and my middle son, that they already had boys and they would each have one more boy and then they would each have a girl. So they each got that second boy. We're waiting on the girls now.
Still waiting on the girls, huh?
I'm ready, just so you know.
That's wonderful.
You did tell my daughter that she would date or have a relationship with a young man that was very athletically built with red hair, and she is in that relationship now.
Oh, that's wonderful. I just saw her not too long ago. She stopped in and said hi for a few moments, and I actually got to meet him, and so it was good to see her. I remember when she was just a little girl, and now she's an adult.
Well, physically.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what that's like.
Mentally, we still have some work to do.
That is so funny. Your mom is referencing, I don't know if she's saying cotton or cotton candy. What is the reference?
What was the first?
Cotton.
Cotton. Oh, she's talking about cotton.
Yeah.
Because she taught me how to quilt before she passed, and I'm constantly in the fabric store buying cotton.
Oh, are you? Yeah, well, it sounded like cotton, but it would look like fluffy stuff, like cotton candy. Is that?
Well, that's the fluffy stuff is what you put in the middle of the quilt.
Oh, okay, cool. That's kind of how I see it. That's why it looks like cotton candy to me. So, as we're sitting here or conversing over the telephone, your mom's throwing in extra things for you as we go. She also just referenced one of the dogs wrapped something around your leg or almost made you fall.
Yes.
When did that happen? Most recently?
It happened about 3 months ago. He weighs about 110, 115 pounds, and I put him on the leash to take him outside, and whenever I walked out the door, he spun around the other direction, and it spun me like a top, and I did almost fall.
Yeah, she references that, or being with you at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Well, you told me a long time ago, I guess one of our first encounters, that I would know when she was around, and I do feel her a lot, because I had asked you about the smell of cigarettes, and when I feel my mother the closest, there is always a strong cigarette odor for some reason.
Well, they work on our senses, and just as well as you have physical senses, you have spiritual senses. So sight and hearing audibly and smell are natural parts of us as being like an instrument where we can attune to heaven ourselves.
But I can feel, it seems like I know when she's here. Not so much my father, but my mom, I can always feel.
When you said not so much your father, he went directly to the back of you and ran his thumb down your back from the shoulder down to almost to the tailbone or mid-range of the back. What's wrong with your back?
I threw it out.
Okay. Yeah, well, he's around as well. He's making note of the fact that you're having issues to your back.
I am.
Don't discount him is what he's saying to me. He said, I'm always sitting here reading the paper.
That he always did.
Yeah, he said he's sitting there with you reading the paper. Yeah, he is. He just referenced the fact that he's still sitting there reading the paper. He's with you reading the paper is what he said. And then he laughs. So that's pretty funny. And was Jared, I know we don't have favorites, but why does your dad point Jared out?
Because Jared was a hard worker and he enjoyed the same things that my dad did.
So they had a lot in common.
Yes. Plus, he's the youngest grandson. He and my dad were always into old cars and working on old cars and that kind of thing. Plus, he and my mom had Jared the first year of his life because I was very ill.
And is there a Floyd to you or Lloyd?
Floyd or Lloyd? Not only high school friends that I know of, not in the family.
Well, that's okay. Have you talked to either that person recently or thought of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just spoke with him on Facebook recently.
Okay, and you just recently spoke with him on Facebook. So,
I did.
That gives validation that your dad's not just with you reading the paper right now, and the fact that your back is out, but also recently you spoke to Lloyd on Facebook. So that's pretty cool. We thought it was all going to be about your mother, but now your dad's butting in here a bit. He's also referencing his old tractor. Was it a tractor or was it a riding mower thing?
Well,
Did he use his riding mower like you'd use a tractor?
It was a zero turn.
Okay.
And it was a big mower.
Okay, so there's something about that. Did he pull things with it, or he just did a zero turn with it?
He did. I saw him pull a trailer with it one time.
That's what he's referencing, using it like you would pull something with you'd pull with a tractor. That's what he's pinpointing.
I saw him hook up a trailer and pull it from the barn out to the road with, I don't remember if it was his car or his motorcycle, to put it out by the road so he could sell it.
Yeah, he references using it like you would a tractor.
Uh-huh.
So that's funny. Well, when he was living, there a strong wind that pulled part of the barn down?
Yes, there was, and all the family got together and they had to re-roof the whole thing.
Okay, well, he's referencing that, like strong winds pulled part of the barn down. Again, it validates who he is. Only you knew about the barn. Only you knew about the zero-turn mower being used as a tractor.
Exactly.
So, again, he's gracing the session as well as your mother. I guess they want airtime together. That's cute, isn't it?
Dad just don't want Mom out talking.
That must be it. And also, he's showing me he's also showing me a star.
Star?
Yeah, like a metal star you'd put on a building.
I just bought a metal star to put on the front of my home.
Okay, wonderful.
Are you kidding me?
Well, he's letting you know, referencing the star, the metal star, to let you know as well that he's with you currently. Your mom keeps saying you keep taking your finger and wiping your lipstick off.
I just did that. I just bit my fingernail and took my lipstick off. I just did that.
Well, she's referencing, it's cool because she's in this moment. Confirmation that Mom is with you as well. She just said, I'm trying to outdo your father.
Yeah, she did. Another thing you told me told Kenny that I did not remember, he told me this earlier, that you told him that he was going to marry a blonde with a little boy. And he did.
Oh, wonderful. That's great news.
In 2007. He sure did.
I haven't seen the boys in years. I guess they're no longer boys. But I haven't seen the kids forever. Well, every now and then Jared will get a hold of me over relationship situations or status of relationship. So I do hear from your son Jared once in a great while. It's been a few years now, so he must be okay with where he's at.
There's never anybody going to be good enough for your kids. I don't care what you say.
Well, that's true. Your mom also says she's trying to teach everybody to stay in their own backyard or keep their business to themselves. And then she laughs.
Well, I'm glad she's doing that.
Yeah. So are the issues...
Because all of my children are estranged right now.
Okay, well, maybe they just need to learn to live their own lives.
and then maybe that's what she's referencing.
Yeah, and staying out of the way of each other, so to speak, and giving room to breathe. Okay, well, this has been a great encounter. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And here you thought you couldn't come up with anything to think about or talk about.
Well, you always talk me through.
Well, I love you very much, and thank you so much for sharing with everybody today, and you have a blessed day.
All right, honey, you too, and I love you too.
I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, bye, hon.
I just love Sherry. She's just been a good friend. It's neat, too, that all these people that I have sessions with, not only are they clients, but they become lifelong acquaintances and friends, and I'm heavily involved in everybody's lives.
Yes, friends. I think everybody you know has become a friend, but that's because you're just a good person,
I just want to thank Sherry so much for sharing with us today. She was a bit nervous. She didn't really want to be on the air because she said to me, Victoria, last night on the phone, she said, I even get nervous if I have to go in public and take a driver's test. I fail it.
I get nervous when I do that too. Are you kidding me?
So it was nice to have her open up and share with us and have the courage to do that today. Well, we're going to call in Melissa and ask Melissa to share with us now. So we're going to just take a little bit of a break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
We're back with our special guest today, Melissa Seymour, and also with her is her life partner, Jeremy Fabin.
Hello.
And it's great to have you both on the program. In a few moments, we're going to be speaking to Melissa alone, and then Jeremy in our second podcast here, we're going to be sharing with you as you receive a private moment for the very first time with me.
I'm kind of anxious.
Now, I want to thank you both actually for coming today, and I'm so delighted that you're featured on today's broadcast. There's a long-standing Christmas tradition in Washington Courthouse. Each year, right before Christmas, I go all the way back to Washington Courthouse, no matter where I'm at, to join in with a group of carolers every year right before Christmas to go Christmas caroling. And we go door to door to homes of shut-ins, as well as go to the local stores and sing in groups and crowds, and also nursing homes. And this year, you and your two children got to join us for the first time. That's kind of how we met, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Christmas caroling. Christmas has always been a big tradition with my family since I was, knee-high to a grasshopper.
Yeah.
But we just love singing, and it's the inspiration of actually seeing the people's faces light up and the smiles and everything. It keeps us going every year.
Well, normally we have about 100 to 150 carolers with us that join in the fun from the past years that I participated or been there, but everyone this past year was sick with cold flus and the flu, and wasn't available to make it. But we had an entourage of little kids this year.
Yes, we did. We actually became Walmart famous.
Yes. We got a standing ovation.
We did, Kroger's. Yes, we did.
Yeah, of course, everybody had to stand, but
Yes.
you got to get those standing ovations when you can. But it was probably one of the funnest and most memorable years ever. I really enjoyed the caroling this year, as well as my grandchildren got to join for the first time.
Yeah, and it was my children's first time actually going this last year.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, it was great.
Yeah, I'll always remember. We had a ball, though, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
After you joined the carolers, is that when you found out the fact that I was gifted with spiritual gifts?
Jeremy knew, and I've always wanted a reading with someone. I've been a fan of Long Island Medium, and when I found out that I had a local medium, I decided to contact you and see how that all happens. I've always wanted to contact my grandmother mainly.
And so we're going to talk about that in just a few moments, but as soon as you mentioned your grandmother, she showed me a picture of her looking toward the side. Where's the picture that you have of her?
In my front room?
Does
yes.
it make sense to
with
you?
My grandpa. They're both in the picture.
Okay, that's cool. She brings that up immediately. And Jeremy, on the way here, Dawn came to me, and we're going to talk about it in your session, but prior to leaving, I really had troubles getting out the door this morning. I left and forgot to bring my shirts, and I went back to get the shirts, and I got the kids' shirts instead because we all have the same color types of shirts. And so I had this little kid's shirt. I had to go back again. Then I left my coffee and my iced tea set outside on the banister, had to go back. Then I forgot my glasses, had to go back. And during that time, Dawn said, pick up that watermelon and take it to Jeremy. And so so as I was pulling off the exit, he said, you forgot the watermelon. And so when I get home, since we're from the same town, please stop and pick up that watermelon, because Dawn sent you the watermelon from heaven.
I will definitely stop by and get the watermelon.
Okay, and I thought it was kind of cute because he was kind of hesitant or nervous when he came to the door. Mm-hmm. But he lightened up when your grandpa said, give him them chicken wings.
Yes.
So, and I gave you some buffalo wings, didn't I, to take home?
Yeah.
So that kind of lightened him up a bit. And in the interim of you all coming in the room here today, who is Jack?
That's my grandfather.
Okay. Jack's coming through. Then he just handed me his teeth. Did he have false teeth?
Yes.
Or what did he do with them?
Oh, he played with them all the time.
He had to. He's taking out his false teeth and messing with them and putting them in a jar and putting them back. I have to say that to you. Also, Jerry.
That's me.
Oh, that's you.
That's what my family calls me. Jerry.
Okay, well, he just gave me the name Jerry, so they don't know you as Jeremy?
They know me as Jeremy, but they're the only ones that have, since I was little, called me Jerry.
Okay, well, your grandpa's referencing the name Jerry, but that's to you.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful
That is good.
he's calling you that personal name? Like, I like to go by my God-given name Gregory, but all my friends call me Greg, so they call you Jerry.
Yes.
That is so cool. Now, David, who is David?
My grandpa.
That's your grandpa?
My grandpa, yes.
Well, he also says he's going to come through in just a few minutes or moments. Your grandma just handed me flowers.
Lilies?
Yeah, who is she named after your namesake? What is her name?
Her name is Grace Alberta Seymour, but she went by Alberta.
Okay, her name is Grace. She went by Alberta?
Yes.
Okay, well, your grandma just handed you flowers. Why did she hand you flowers?
I put flowers in her casket at her funeral.
Okay, well, that's beautiful. And she's referencing flowers to you, and she handed you flowers back.
Thank you.
Is there also a Pam or Pat?
Not in my family that I'm aware of.
Who is that to you?
That's my mother's sisters. She's got a Pat and a Pam both.
Okay, I get Pam and Pat.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're kind of like hogging the show here. It's supposed to be Melissa's turn. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And Vicky, who is Vicky? I know we have Victoria, but who is Vicky?
That's my aunt that I was in a car wreck when she got decapitated.
Oh, okay. Well, God bless you.
But I was in the car wreck with her when she died.
Okay, she's referencing her name, so she's here as well.
I am Vicky.
So, isn't that beautiful? Well, we're going to cut off again, Jeremy, and spend just a few minutes with Melissa, and then ask you to come back here, and we'll have a private moment with you.
That sounds great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Melissa, it's wonderful to have you on the show today, and God bless you, and thank you for being here.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
I know we talked just a little bit with Jeremy here a few minutes ago about how we first met. I was wondering if you could share with us some of the moments that are highlighted to you that you can remember about the session you had this past February, the very first time we actually met in this capacity, so to speak, correct?
Sure. You just want me to share what I remember? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember sessions very well, unless it's something that really sticks out in my, like blows me out of the water kind of thing. I don't remember the sessions, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're fine. What I remember the most is when my grandmother came through and she told you that she was always on my shoulder and that I basically aggravated all the time because of this one.
Nobody can see Jeremy back here in the corner, but that's who you're
because
pointing.
of Jeremy. And that to know that whether or not I am upset, she's always there. That's what I've always wanted, was to talk to her and make sure that she's okay and make sure that she knows that I'm okay. So the simple fact that she came through and told me she loved me was all I needed. That she knew my daughter's name, she knew my daughter's dog, and she knew my favorite color.
Okay.
And nobody else is going to know my daughter's name or my favorite color or the name of my daughter's dog because I was only 12 years old when she passed away.
Okay, wonderful.
So
that's wonderful that she came through with that, to validate that she's not only with you in the past, but she's with you currently and with your children.
Yes.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, very.
She just referenced you need a new bed mattress.
I just got a new bed mattress.
Okay, well, I was going to say you should be getting one because I see a new bed mattress coming. So you all just got a new mattress?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Yes. Jeremy's back there going, Larry.
I have an uncle named Larry. He
Okay.
just recently passed away.
Yeah, you're getting a Larry from heaven. That's your dad's son? That's
My
your
dad's
dad, isn't
side.
it? Yeah, he's coming through a bit too. I'm the Forrest Gump of Christianity here, and I'm lucky to remember my name, let alone somebody else's name from a previous session.
That's a true statement.
It really is true. Only Vicky would know. Melissa's getting to know.
Yes.
It's amazing because if you knew me in person, you would never know that I was gifted to this capacity. Because I'm just my normal self, Greg.
One other thing, Greg, I just now remembered. Her baked steak and gravy that we had every Sunday, that she came through and told me through you how to do it. But she also told me through you that I'll never get her gravy right. Because I can't make gravy.
Oh, cool. Okay, so she referenced all that.
Yes.
And then in the session, she tried to explain to you how to make it her way,
Yes.
correct? And since then, have you been able to replicate it?
No.
Yeah, that's so funny. So you still have troubles making gravy to this day?
Yes.
That's cute. Well, Grandma, you better help her again. So, and did she always use a wooden spoon?
Yes, every Sunday.
Yeah, because I'm looking up and she's showing me that she's stirring with a wooden spoon.
That's what she used when she made her gravy.
Yeah, well, she's doing it now, and so that's one thing you need to incorporate when you make the gravy. Use a wooden spoon. Your grandma is showing your son stuffing everything under the bed. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Is that how he cleans his room?
Yes.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So that's cute. Well, at least he's making an attempt.
Yep.
What are the names of your children?
Kaylee Marie and Colton James.
Your grandmother referenced to me this morning that Jeremy was concerned about her putting on something that was too tight or small, like a bathing suit.
That's happened before.
Does that make sense? Did she just recently do that?
Recently?
It was actually one of her dresses. She tried.
It's a dress. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, she's getting older. Dad and Mom, and so she's going to be a little bit throwing her little independent self around.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to thank you so much for being part of the show today, and God bless, and keep in touch ahead.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you, and love you very much, and again, thank you for being on our podcast
Love
today.
you too. Thank
Okay.
you.
If you'd like to come and be part of our podcast here in Dayton, Ohio, we would love to have you. So reach out to us, and then you can go to the website, www.helpmegregory.com, and send me a private message along with your phone number so that we can make contact with you and have you here on our show to share your special experiences as well. We just want to say thank everybody for being part of our podcast today, and hope you listen in on our next broadcast next week. Thanks again, and have a great day.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.